The T app is ruining men's lives right now. So there's this app called the T app. Now, this app is only for women. You have to prove that you're a woman before you get accepted into it. The way the T app works is women will leave either green or red flags for men that they've dated. Green being good, red being bad. They can also leave Yelp sort of reviews on these men as well. Now, a big problem with this app is the men posted to the app are basically all public against their will, while the women on the app can just remain anonymous if they want to. Now, this has led to many men on the app having false reviews made about them. There are a lot of guys coming forward right now basically debunking what was said about them on the T app.
The girls made a T app exposing the boys, saying that one's a red flag, that one's a green flag, trying to have each other's back, trying to watch out for each other in their cities, trying to show which men you should date, which men you shouldn't date. Then the boys decided, okay, we're going to replicate that since the girls want to go ahead and do this. Us boys, we're going to do the same thing. They decided to make a T app, but instead of exposing, saying red flags and green flags, they decided to expose in a different way.
The T app was supposed to be the digital guardian angel for women, like your homegirl who always had your back, except in an app form. It was created to help women move safely through the chaos of dating in this generation, where everything feels like a red flag waiting to be discovered. The idea was simple: protect each other, warn about dangers, and build a space that felt like sisterhood with Wi-Fi. But let's be real, what started out as protective has turned into something else, something messy, something toxic. What was meant to uplift and defend now feels like it's unraveling fast. We're talking full-on chaos, exposures, fake posts, revenge stories. It's like the app started with let's help each other and suddenly flipped into let's destroy each other. And babes, it's only getting worse. The internet, it's on fire with this. People are split. Some are still defending the app like it's the last piece of digital girl code. Others are calling it out for being a breeding ground for lies, screenshots, and straight up danger. What was once a safe space for healing and honesty now feels like a war zone, dressed up as a dating safety tool. We're not just watching the drama unfold, we are watching the purpose get completely flipped on its head. These are tales, and this one is a mess. If you're not familiar, the T app is like, are we dating the same guy? On steroids, but with a tech upgrade and a serious mission. It is women-only platform, basically a Yelp for men, except instead of reviewing restaurants or nail salons, women are rating and exposing the behavior of the men they've dated, talked to, or even just encountered. And these aren't just playful reviews, some are deeply serious, even shocking. To even get access, you have to prove you're a woman. That means admitting a live photo or a government-issued ID, like a driver's license. It is not instant either. The verification process takes time because of how many women are applying every day. This isn't an open door kind of app. It is curated and filtered heavily. That gave it the impression of being exclusive, safe, and private, like a digital sisterhood gatekeeping its members from the chaos of dating apps. Once you're approved and inside the app, you'll get access to post and read reviews. Women can anonymously share detailed stories, ask for help, warn others, or even seek advice. These reviews include everything: a man's first name, a photo, if they have one, his age range, his location, and even comments on his behavior, attitude, dating patterns, or criminal background. It was blunt, raw, and brutally honest. A man could have 5 green flags, meaning he's respectful, consistent, kind, or be swimming in red flags that signal manipulative, dangerous, or straight up creepy behavior. But the app wasn't just about posting opinions, it came with actual tools to help women vet the men in their lives. You could run background checks, reverse image searches to expose fake profiles, photos, look up phone numbers, or even find public conviction records.
Dating in 2025 is cooked. The #1 app in America right now is the T dating app. Maybe wondering, what's the T dating app, Jack? Well, it's simply an app that women post about men that they've either been in relationships with, on dates with, in situationships with, and you can comment on them. You can put if they're a red flag or a green flag, phone number, look up, background checks. Do you see what we're up against? Do you see? Grandparents are like, why don't you get married? Do you see what we're up at? The chips are stacked against us. You could buy a house for $50 back in the day, go to college for $150, and you could just find someone down the street, little old Jolie, like, oh, let's get married. Now, I have to battle the T app. This is a disaster of epic proportions. It should not be a thing. I don't know if we have to bring the men together, the powerful men. We gotta shut this thing down. And I know what you're gonna say, oh, Jack, if you have nothing to hide, it's no big deal. You can just, you don't even have to prove you went on a date with this person. You can just go. You can just go and comment. You can just go and comment, a red flag. You can put probably convictions that people have that don't even exist. This is a disaster of epic proportions. They're going to look back at the marriage rate and kids rate of our generation and be like, what happened? The T-app happened. Stuff like that. Like, that's what.
For many, this felt revolutionary, like finally women had power before getting too emotionally or physically involved. One of the standout features, the name alert system. Users could set alerts for specific men. So let's say you're dating a guy named Marcus. You could add his name, and if anyone else posted about a Marcus in your city, you'd be a ping. It was like a digital radar for red flags. To protect the community, the app had strong privacy controls, no screenshots, no recordings. If you tried, it would block out the screen or shut you out. It felt secure, like a space where women could speak freely without worrying their posts would be leaked or traced back to them.
I know I'm not the only one who's been scrolling on that T app, or I know you're at home waiting to be accepted. My bestie called me yesterday. She said, "Bestie, there's this app and they're exposing all the men." I'm like, "Tell me more. Tell me more. I want to know." She's like, "You could post a picture of your man or the old man you used to talk to or a man that you want to talk to, and people will rate them a red flag or a green flag, and there's comments, and everything is anonymous. You could write hella comments and say whatever. You could say, dick was weak, they stink, they have kids, they're a deadbeat, they beat on women." You could say whatever you want about them, and they can't do anything because they don't have access to the app, because you got to take a picture of yourself to prove that you're a woman. So why I get into the app today, y'all? And I'm not thinking that it's like real. You know, like I'm thinking like, oh yeah, they're gonna expose people, but I don't think I'm gonna be knowing any of the people that's on there, right? So I get in, I'm scrolling, I don't see nobody I know, right? I don't see nobody. And I scroll a little bit more. And thank God my man ain't on there. Thank God my man ain't on there. But I did see his friend though. But yo, I seen people that not only that I'm friends with, but did I be seeing at the parties, that I be with at the parties, chilling with at the parties. I see people I know from the Bay, from Sacramento. I'm seeing all types of people. I'm looking at them like, clutching my pearl.
And honestly, at first glance, it was genius. The response was massive. Women finally felt like they had a smart protective tool. Many say they felt safer, smarter, more informed, and supported just by being part of it. The app wasn't just about gossip, it was about survival in the messy world of modern dating. And for a while, it really did work. There were real-life examples that proved how valuable and even life-saving the app could be. One woman, for example, found out through the app that her baby daddy had a serious criminal record for assault. She wasn't just relying on rumors, she read post after post after other women who had been harmed by this same man. It all started to click. The old behavior, the way he lost his temper around the kids, the things she brushed off before now looked completely different. She realized that staying in that relationship wasn't just toxic for her, it was dangerous for her daughters too. And with that new awareness, she made the tough decision to leave him and protect her kids from a man she now knew was a serious risk. Another woman was in a relationship that seemed fine on the surface. She liked the guy, thought things were going well, and had even started thinking long term. But something felt off. A friend encouraged her to check the T app. She searched the name and found a wave of red flags. Multiple women had warned about him. Cheating, gaslighting, emotional abuse. The stories were too consistent to ignore. He had a clear pattern of playing with women's emotions, stringing them along, and turning manipulative the moment he felt too close. That woman confronted him with what she had found, and while he tried to deny it at first, his behavior confirmed the truth. She got out before it was too late.
My brother just called me to tell me, "Oh, bro, I think you need to hop online. They said you in that T app." I know. Oh, I know I'm in that T app. I'm a master manipulator. That's all I do. Manipulation, gaslighting. I pretty much read the handbook. I don't give a damn. All exposure is good exposure. And you might be the next victim. Watch your step on this.
These kinds of experiences made it clear why the app was necessary. It gave women the chance to compare notes, to spot patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed, and to escape harmful relationships early. That is why the app was made, to help women avoid harm, share critical information, and protect one another before things turned dangerous. But just as quickly as it rose to power, the dark side emerged. What began as protection became poison. At first, women saw the T app as a sisterhood, a place to look out for one another, but it did not take long for that purpose to get twisted. Instead of sharing real warnings and honest experiences, some users turned it into a personal playground for revenge, drama, and outright lies. Some women started using the app for all the wrong reasons. They made up stories purely out of spite. They uploaded pictures of men they have never dated just to get back at them for things like ghosting, ignoring a DM, or having a new girlfriend. It became a tool to shame, humiliate, or destroy the reputation of men who might not have done anything wrong at all. The scariest part, it was all anonymous. No usernames, no real names, no way to trace who posted what. So women who wanted to be petty or hurtful could say anything without facing any consequences. And because some of the reviews sounded believable, they were often taken as truth.
This T app is all fun and games, but y'all better pray that these men don't get their own version. A lot of y'all women get spared so much because men don't run their mouth. If men ran their mouth half as much as y'all ran y'all mouth, a lot of y'all would be in trouble. A lot of y'all. Because everything that these men be guilty of, y'all be guilty of and more. If these men get an app where they can expose anonymously the trifling women that a lot of y'all are, y'all gonna be in trouble. Y'all gonna be in a lot of trouble. A lot of y'all been smashing a lot of men in y'all cities, right? Y'all done got around. And it's gonna get bigger than just barbershop talk where they can compare notes about y'all. They'll have a whole app where they can show and talk about how many of y'all done smashed how many dudes in the city, right? All of the nasty things you done to those dudes on the first meetup. How many of y'all done lied about being pregnant? How many of y'all done put babies on men that didn't even belong to them? How many of y'all done had trains ran on you? Talk about your hygiene and how some of y'all cat be stank. How nasty a lot of y'all are when it comes to how clean you keep the place that you stay. How well you take care of your kids. How some of y'all are deadbeats, but you live in a house with your children. Like, y'all truly don't want this to get to the point where men can expose y'all. And we ain't even gonna get into the pictures and videos that a lot of these men got of y'all, because y'all just be sending nudes to anybody. Like, it could get real wild out here in these streets. So this is a slippery slope with this whole exposing people type stuff. And especially when it's only one-sided and you can only get one version of the story. Y'all better get on y'all knees and pray that these men don't get an opportunity to expose y'all. Because us men and women who have lived decent lives and we've lived lives that we can be proud of, there's nothing to expose. So we could care less about these apps, right? Don't matter, app for men, app for women, there's nothing to expose. We don't go around sleeping with a whole bunch of people and involving ourselves with a whole bunch of people. So there ain't nothing to say about us. So we safe. But the rest of y'all be careful.
One heartbreaking example involved a woman who broke down crying on TikTok. She had found her fiancé on the app, and the reviews painted him as a cheater who was still active on dating apps behind her back. Their wedding was only a few months away. Heartbroken and humiliated, she called off the entire thing. But here's the painful twist. What if those reviews weren't true? What if someone had it out for her fiancé? What if another woman was jealous or just trying to start drama? That woman may have ended her engagement based on a lie, and now her entire life was changed. Would she ever trust him again? Could she even rebuild that relationship if the truth came out? Would he want her back after being accused of cheating and abandoned over internet comments? Even worse, what if she found out it was a fake after the damage was already done? What if she discovered months later that it had been a prank, a setup, or a straight-up smear campaign? This is where the line blurred. The app wasn't just a tool for protection anymore. It had become something dangerous, a digital weapon that, in the wrong hands, could ruin lives without any proof. And for some people, the emotional fallout would be permanent.
I don't know why that shit didn't occur to me earlier. You bitches be getting trains ran on y'all. That's why you sitting here making these TikToks cop and plea. You don't want to play no more about the T app. They making a Reddit page. You're fucking panicking, bitch. You bitches that are homebodies is about to be exposed because you catch a lot of bodies in that home. It's up and it's stuck. And honestly, like I said, for the guys too, I gotta play fair. You can't sue if it's true. Defamation of character is not a thing if you fucking did it, bitch. Hey man, it's not my business what happened in y'all bedroom. But stop trying to get everybody on this fucking bandwagon that it's not that deep or it's not that serious or we need to chill, this and that, whatever. Nah, bitch, we're nosy. We live in a generation where motherfuckers is nosy as fuck. That's not information that you could just leave out, okay? Like I said in my first video, play ball. I'm thinking everybody like me, you feel me? I be chilling. Listen, I've had my good old days, whatever. It wasn't too crazy. However, you bitches have had your good days. You bitches went through an actual hoe phase. I ain't really do all of it. I've had my fair share, but I ain't do all of that to a point where a motherfucker could get on the app and be like, oh my God, she fucked the entire city. oh my God, it was 2 niggas in the room with their pants down to their fucking ankles. Like, you feel, that shit is wild. That shit is wild. Like, where your dad at? Like, I have to, like, if I gotta give the men shit for it, I gotta give the...
The T app did not just reveal red flag men, it started exposing some women too. How? It became clear that many women were dating the same toxic men they later criticized. Some of the same women shouting about high standards, self-love, and emotional boundaries were actually getting involved with men who had already been flagged repeatedly. These were the same men other women had warned about, men who had been emotionally manipulative, had criminal records, or were actively cheating. It created a strange and comfortable truth. While the app was designed to help women avoid these kinds of men, many were knowingly entertaining them anyway, and sometimes even defending them. It painted a picture of a double standard, one that many started noticing in comment sections and follow-up posts. It wasn't just about safety anymore, it was about exposure, and not just of the men. Even worse, the app started functioning like a dating catalog. Women began scrolling through profiles of men with green flags like they were shopping for the best rated option on an online store. Instead of warnings, it became a leader. The more green flags a guy had, the more attention he attracted. His name would pop up, and suddenly a flood of women would be looking for his social handles, his job, his location, anything to try and connect with him. And many times it did not matter if he was already in a relationship or clearly off limits.
Babe, don't post your man on the T app knowing he's fine as hell, girl. Them hoes is on there shopping for a man. I'm on Bay Area Sac T location, right? It's girls posting a man, diamond grills. There are men that all the girls want, right? I'm just scrolling through all the guys. This app is to like expose these guys for being like dirtbags and like lying and STDs and being bad people, and to make sure that you're not messing with the same man. But these girls are literally shopping for men. Like, they're literally under the comments talking about, he's fine. What's his Instagram? Somebody commented saying, not my favorite eater on here. And the girl who posted it gonna say, I was iffy about testing his connection, but you just confirmed my plans for the weekend. And like, these girls are ruthless. And the men are in an uproar right now on Instagram, talking about they gonna sue us. They gonna send us cease and desist. And they sending out girls' nudes on Instagram like, babe, we're exposing that you're a liar. Now you want to send the nudes out? Don't let me get to posting that shrimp now, okay? Be careful what you wish for, my babe.
Some women took it even further. They started messaging these men, complimenting them or trying to one-up the original poster. It was no longer about protecting the sisterhood. It became about winning over the man. Jealousy and competition took over center stage. The very app that was supposed to unite women began driving them apart. In a private message and public forums, women started calling each other out. Fights broke out over who had the right to talk to a certain guy or who was lying and who was telling the truth. The supportive environment was fading fast, replaced by rivalry and suspicion. Suddenly, the goal of protection had turned into something else, something more toxic. The T app wasn't just exposing dangerous men, it was now shining a light on how quickly loyalty could fall apart when attention and validation were on the line. That is when the sisterhood cracked. Despite the app banning screenshots and screen recordings, some users found ways around the rules. They pulled out second phones, tablets, or even screen mirror tools to record what they saw. The app tried to create a secure environment, but it couldn't stop determined people from breaking that trust. And once those clips got out, it was chaos. Men started seeing themselves on TikTok with their photos, names, and entire reputations being discussed by strangers. And they weren't just shocked, they were furious. Some were embarrassed, some were enraged, and others wanted revenge. The anonymity of the app was supposed to protect the women posting, but in some cases it failed. Women sometimes gave too much detail. Comments like, "We worked together," or "He was my ex for 6 months," made it easy for certain men to connect the dots. Some even guessed the exact day the post was written based on their recent interactions, making it even easier to pinpoint who might have exposed them. That is when things turned scary. Men started calling women out publicly. Some posted angry rants, others sent direct threats. One man reportedly said he knew exactly who posted that and he would take care of it. A phase that sounded more like a warning than just one.
My nigga, how the fuck did I get on the T app? I used to work with him. He gave me gay vibes. Nigga, what? Nigga, I only worked one job with females, bro. And I was at Olive Garden when I was a server. And the reason why I didn't fuck with none of y'all is because y'all was already fucking all the niggas on the job. Peep this. The niggas already told me, showed me text proof on who the fuck was already getting cracked. There was nobody at the Olive Garden that wasn't getting cracked on Camp Creek Parkway. Yes, I set the motherfucking location, nigga, and I know who the fuck did that shit.
So you mad I have self-respect? You mad that I didn't give you the attention that you wanted and added to your high body count? And then the first given opportunity, you want to slander my name? What the fuck is wrong with you, gang? You need serious help. TF, go ahead and make a male version. Now.
It did not take long before TikTok was flooded with reactions. People started speculating about the dangers of the app, and rumors began to fly. Some users claimed that women were actually harmed because of what they posted, harassed, followed, even physically attacked. Now it's important to say this. There is no official confirmation from mainstream news sources that any of these attacks happened, but online the fear feels real. The tone has shifted. What once felt like a safe space now feels like walking on glass. And for many women, that fear alone is enough to silence them. The promise of protection shattered the moment the app's private content spilled into the public. And then came the revenge. Not long after a T-app exploded, some men decided to fight back. They did not just want to clap back, they wanted to humiliate, punish, and expose. So, they launched their own version of the T-app, meant to rate women the same way. On the surface, it looked like an attempt to make things even, but it quickly became clear it wasn't the same thing at all. What these men did wasn't about protection. It was about public slamming, public shaming, and personal revenge. Instead of flagging behavior, they went for blood. They posted inappropriate, explicit photos that women had sent them in confidence without permission. They leaked names, dropped usernames, and exposed secrets that had never been shared publicly. Some even added nasty insults or mocked women's appearances, parenting, or private relationships. It got dark really fast. Within 24 hours, the app had to be pulled offline. It was just too toxic, too graphic, too dangerous. But by then, the screenshots were already everywhere. Telegram groups, Discord threads, TikTok reactions, and anonymous forums. The damage was done. Women who thought they were safe, married women, moms, professionals, suddenly had their private photos floating across the internet. The men did not stop at calling them out. They went for full-blown exposure. They were naming names, tagging workplaces, and even reaching out to people the women knew. They did not just review, they revealed every messy detail, every risky message, every secret photo. No filters, no hiding. It wasn't a response, it was a digital war. And while women had posted anonymously with the intent, at least in some cases, to warn others, the men exposed absolutely everything and everyone. It showed just how different the intentions were, and just how scary things could get when revenge was driving the platform.
The thing is, men are finding out they're on the app and they're pissed off about it. Why? Because here's the thing. Some women get on here, and if they just don't like the guy, they'll get on here and just say whatever. And I know this stuff happens because on the Facebook one, I had stuff written about me. And I'm like, I don't even know you. That's basically defamation. So now some guys are on the app saying this T-app is effed up. They're lying on me, da-da-da-da. This guy made a whole chart trying to address his allegations. Another complaint that I heard is now the app is getting toxic. Women are going over there just to post, tell the guy's business. I heard that now women are even posting other women to post on.
So y'all done took the T-app from being an women-only app to let us know about ain't shit ass men to now females being posted.
So now women are mad because this app was made to protect women. Not only that, the number one rule about apps like this is you're not supposed to screen record or take pictures. Because if this information gets out, that puts the woman at risk. The man she's talking about could get wind of this and he can go pull up on her.
Let me put this in stupid terms for y'all. The ones that are f***ing up the T-app and letting the men know that they're actually on the T-app. The moment that you read out loud or you get that stinky iPad and you can record what people are saying when it's supposed to be anonymous, they're gonna put two and two together. They're gonna know, oh my gosh, I went through this with XYZ, with Brittany or whoever and guess what? I'm gonna reach out to Brittany and I'm either gonna put her in harm's way or I'm gonna send out that cease and desist letter. I'm gonna get lawyers involved. Some of those men that you're posting on that app have money. Play ball. Y'all are f***ing up the game so unconsciously, y'all don't even realize.
Oh my God, they are putting women on here too. That's crazy.
Now, men are organized, and this time, they are not just reacting emotionally, they are bringing in legal firepower. Lawyers are getting involved, and class action lawsuits for defamation, emotional distress, and invasion of privacy are officially on the table. Many of these men claim their names and reputations were dragged through the mud with no proof, no warning, and no chance to defend themselves. Some say they lost job opportunities, others say their relationships were destroyed, and a few even say they've suffered from depression and public harassment because of the app. The app, of course, claims defamation isn't allowed. There are terms and conditions that warn against posting false information. Here's the problem. Who actually enforces that? Who checks if that is what's posted, if what's posted is real? And what happens if it isn't? If the reviews are true, it's not defamation. That's the law. When someone's anonymous and the man being accused has no way to know who wrote the post, how do you even start to prove it? Some of these men say enough is enough. They are gathering screenshots, documenting emotional harm, and preparing cease and desist letters. Some want the app completely shut down. Others are going after it for reputational damage, claiming they've lost income, job offers, and even custody cases of things written about them. And while some of these cases may be hard to win, the threat alone is creating fear on both sides. The legal system is now getting involved, and depending on how far these men take it, the app's future could be hanging in the balance. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, sis, it does. Because now, reports are flying about a major security breach, and not the little kind. We're talking full-on data leak, IDs, names, photos, possibly even verification documents. Let that sink in. Women who joined the app thinking it was a safe space, who risked everything to post about dangerous, violent men, might now be exposed, literally. And it's not just a random privacy slip. This is the kind of exposure that can turn deadly. Some of these women are calling out men with violent histories. Now those men could know exactly who they are. Imagine being a single mom who used the app to warn others about your abusive ex. Now imagine your full name and ID photo leaking online. You thought you were safe. Now you're what? And now you're a walking target. This is no longer just a broken promise of privacy. This is real life danger. The kind that follows you home. The kind that doesn't just live on the internet. And the worst part, most of these women did not even know they were at risk. They thought they were protected. They followed the rules, and now their trust has been shattered in the most terrifying way possible. This breach did not just take the app, it shattered the entire idea of safety in digital sisterhood. TISA tells you now, this is the nightmare no one was prepared for. The T app started as a lifeline for women, a digital sisterhood, a space where women felt heard, protected, and validated. It was supposed to be our way of finally taking back control in a dating world that often feels like it was designed to hurt us. But now, it feels like a trap wrapped in pink glitter. People are afraid to speak, afraid to post, afraid to date. Everyone's side-eyeing their phone, wondering if they're the next to pop up. The trust is gone. The safety, questionable. What was once built to empower is now making women and men look over their shoulders like they are being watched. And it raised a big and comfortable question. Are these kinds of apps actually helping us? Or are they pushing us further apart? Because instead of community, it's starting to feel like surveillance. And instead of support, it's becoming punishment. Are we protecting each other? Or are we policing each other to the point of no return? This is the digital world we're living in now. Messy, complicated, and louder than ever. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you still trust apps like this? Have they helped you or hurt you? Let's talk about it. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more deep dives just like this one. Stay safe, stay sharp, and stay soft, but never silent.